it'll be interesting to see what Ireland run here. But like, are they gonna go into their tap off move that they're gonna run in potentially in the final later or in the semi-final later? Are they gonna practice that tap off move? They need to perfect it a little bit more, or are they gonna save it for later? Are they confident running it? It's this will be interesting.
So still waiting for the start. I think just a few seconds away now, and there's a crowd building up around this.
There is, yeah. I think obviously people know this is going to just be high level, and I think just something to note already how relaxed both boxes are. I think normally this a game of this magnitude and these two playing each other, you'd all be on your feet, you'd be clapping, you'd be shouting, you'd be rallying each other up for the opening touch, just to get a little bit of contact in there. But both teams are quite relaxed at the minute.
I think it's the first time I've seen chairs in the box.
I don't know. To be fair, I think I've not really seen that before. I saw one or two the other day. Whether it's day 5 or Adam Brimlow and Camille Shabdeen just want to have a little sit down and a chill.
Well, it is Ireland who are underway.
Good D.
Grade up to the 7.
That's really good defence from England already. Ireland going into a 32 short. Josh Henderson making the touch just to put it off a little bit, and
he did well there to recover.
But they'll break back into 32 short and work their way over, and I think that's the turnover. So Ireland giving nothing away to begin with, nothing too crazy, and England will just work their way back towards the box. And a little bit of a different subbing move for England. I've noticed already that's a heady touch, but it's giving it on Max Howard as a loss of control. Looked like Dowling came in from the side there, but already seeing a bit of contact, a bit of heavy collision.
Like we said, it is about setting down a marker, and these two could face each other in the final at 6 o'clock today. So in that respect, they're not going to want to give anything away, are they?
No, not at all. Then again, you might want to put a good marker down against your potential final opponent. But I think both teams are experienced enough and maybe humble enough to. That's a great pill over the top. Good defence from England. Really well done. They forced him into that throw over the top, that big pill over the top, and England have just been able to turn and chase out and put the pressure on the wing. And quite a relaxed start from both teams. Good yards from the betrays.
Solid defence from England though, from those two Irish drives, and now England get the opportunity to drive at the line themselves. Good yards that they made here.
Got another touch in the bag as well. They've managed to get down to the 7. That's excellent midfield transition. Sam Jones on his 50th cap. Is he going to get a score? No, I think they're giving the touch.
Yeah, the touch has been given.
Sam's holding his hand a little bit there.
He's okay, he's carrying on.
I don't know what he's doing then.
So Ireland start again very deep in their own half.
That's great transition for England. What they do really well when they come on third touch is they have that little tip-on play, and for a second it's like it seems like they've got an extra player on the field. They do that really well. They work so hard to get to the box and work hard to get on, and that's what kind of pushes them ahead of the pack at the minute.
So England have the ball again after the handling error. We might see a couple of handling errors early on. There's a bit of dew on the pitch.
Yeah.
It has been quite cool overnight. It was very cool this morning. It'll certainly be warming up in the sun now, but there is a bit of moisture out there.
England into that punish play with Josh Henderson. He's got a really good dive, but Ireland have locked that up. So something we saw, that was quite a feature of the England-Ireland game earlier in the week. They both teams like to run that 23 platform punish play, and it's just a link quickie. What both teams do well is the progressions off it. So they like to throw back in midfield, and it just opens up the play a little bit more, especially when you've got a tight defence. Ireland, some good little midfield transition of their own, just good little tip-ons, picking off those lone shooters.
So
it's good day from England.
Good dummy
from a player who didn't play in that first game. Will Serracoll, experienced England international. Also, Max Howard didn't play in that game. I think they're resting 2 different players in this one. I believe Charlie Thompson and Horatio Price are the 2 players that England are resting in this one.
Yeah, it's the benefit of having a full squad of 16, isn't it? You get that opportunity to rest players, and being day 5 is probably imperative that the players do get rested. On the flip side of that, you know what something we saw last night around the camp, around the halls. You know, with teams like this, they're in finals, and you're going to have to drop 2 players. It's not the same. It's not resting players anymore, is it? I mean, maybe you are in the semi, depending on who your opponents are. But you know, saw a few hard decisions that had to be made last night, and that's part of the sport. And you know, it's a shame, but you know, you've got to make those decisions, especially as a coach. And I imagine a lot of them were really tough decisions. Yeah, and it's one of those things where I suppose you have to take emotion out of it as well. Because at the end of the day, you're looking to win a European Championship, and it's about putting the best team out there and enable yourselves to do that. Yeah, definitely. But like I said, especially when you work so hard for it. Sometimes you'll kind of know. Sometimes it's like we spoke to a couple of the coaches last night, and the decisions sometimes are based on the opposition. So it might be, listen, we're going to go with X player because they offer us, you know, this against France or whatever. Whereas if we were playing Wales in the final, you'd be playing because they're susceptible to this kind of play, and that's what you're strong at. And I wouldn't say it's easier to take, because if you're not playing in the final, then you know, it's tough to take anyway. But it's just part of the sport. Ireland do drive through.
It's a nice
I
little
think
play.
we have our opening score.
We saw Ireland score off that earlier in the week against England, and it's a variation on a hammer. I believe they call it a taipan, which is might be corrected for that. But, it's a nice little play. It comes straight through the middle.
Here's the replay.
It's that link coming on that hammer play, and I think Matty Watt, former England international, was quite a favourite of his, that one.
Sean Balance, who put the ball over, sliding through. So Ireland with the lead in this one. First blood to them. Ireland take the win here. What does that do to their confidence?
I think, I mean, I don't know how much they can take from it. It depends on how England play for the rest of this game. Then England might just, if Ireland win and England, you know, aren't really offering anything, Ireland might look back at the tape and just think England were going at that too hard. But it's a really interesting one. I think at the minute England have just worked into the progressions a little bit. They're going away from that punish, and they're feeding it back in field. And I don't know, England's box isn't as noisy as it has been over the last couple of days, which tells me it's quite relaxed. Good dive from James. Ball there.
Yeah, and that is going to be the equaliser.
He's so good at that. He's a tall lad, and he gets outside of his touching link. He steps off his left foot, and he gets to the ground so quickly. Gets that ball down, and it's like he pushes the ball along the floor. So down there, push it along, and the Ireland middle was just half a second too late to his assignment there.
So Josh Henderson brings the scores level as Ireland tap off the game. 8 minutes into this game, all square at 1-1.
It does look like Sam Jones just picks up a little hand injury on that dive. He was just practicing his passing action then, and you were seeing England head physio carry on this sideline. So when he comes on here, it might be something to keep an eye on. He might have picked up a little knock when he was on that dive.
Jonathan Stanley on the board, he comes off. The good drive here.
Here is Sam Jones, ball in 2 hands. Camille will pick up and go back to him for that 33 strike dump, and Camille will fix him up and try to go to the outside. Good defence from Ireland.
Good possession by England though. They've not been touched and managed to keep the play alive.
They'll just kill it in that corner, yeah. So happy to just kill it in that corner and make Ireland come all the way over to their box.
Ireland are moving over to the right hand side so they can get some changes on. Do that successfully. Halfway now.
Just double fly.
Now the clapping and encouragement is starting from
yeah,
the
he's picking
box.
up a little bit. I think that might have been a play they kept an eye on. I don't know whether that was pre-planned from Ireland. It was a bit of a double fly play on fourth or fifth touch. Be interested to see if they run that later. But Josh Henderson back in the ball, he's looking really sharp. And they'll go back to Will Lupton on the other side. Ireland maybe dropping off there. Yeah, the referee's got it.
So fresh in the 6-4 England on the 7 metres, so this is dangerous.
Yeah, hard to defend from Ireland as well. Two big threats on either side, two young, gifted players. Will Lupton being one of them with the ball now. He'll go into that punish play, and Ireland have locked it up on that side now.
They are targeting the dangerous plays, but now there might be the long, and touch is claimed.
Yeah, I think the winger just made that, and what Will is really threatening on is when he's going down on his opposite link, you don't know whether he's going to step outside or inside. He goes inside this time, and now he's got a 4-on-3. Yeah, good touch.
Still there for England though, as they work it along.
Looking for the space. Oof.
Now I think did he get that down? Did the touch come in? I think the touch came in.
Van Grinter on his Euros debut. Really quick player, excellent defender, but now he's looking to get England to score, but Will's dropped it there.
So Ireland have the ball back. England just seem to be asserting a bit of dominance in the past couple of minutes or so.
Yeah, quarter of the way through this, I'm still trying to figure out what both teams are. How hard teams both are going. Sorry, it's definitely not as quick, nowhere near as quick as what we saw the other day. Both teams seem to be happy to kind of roll up and down the field and not offer too much. There's definitely not the level of Aggie that we had in that other game.
No, not at all. But I'm going through again. The touch is indicated.
Ireland coming back with a few link quickies of their own as well, and there's a little bit of space in the middle, but England locked it up quite quickly. So it looks like they'll go back into those 32 shorts that they ran earlier. Early release, Pill to the left.
Oh, he's got a bit of space now.
That's ball down. Oh, yeah, ball down.
Yeah, Ireland retake the lead.
Nice, really nice.
It was a great pass over.
Good left to right Pill.
Dara Foster who put that down.
So yeah, it's 32 short with an early release.
Claim the touch, but not given by the officials. They gave the try, so Ireland 2-1 ahead. Louis Treyas. Just looking for his options to go right. John Weston Stanley in there. Good defence by Ireland. They're just blocking up any holes. Now one may appear this space on
right
the
hand Pill. Oh, that's forward. Might have been forward off the ruck. That's the last pass is forward.
So England don't equalise. But that was really good defence because Ireland know the threat that England pose here, and they just plugged up them holes really, really well. Yeah,
no, that's smart. I think it looked like Dom Trent was trying to get on his opposite link for a punish play, and what Ireland did really well is move their middle across to make those touches and make the space for Dom really, really short for him to work with. England did well to come back the other way.
good ball from Louis, but yeah, the referee's giving it us forward.
England have the ball back and are making good yards towards the Irish line. 7 metre now. Quick passing, but that's not come off. Irish ball again.
Something quite interesting here. One of the, I don't know whether you'll find it interesting. One of the resting Ireland players is quite near the England box at the minute, and I don't know. It's just something I was keeping an eye on. It's not something you normally see, and
You reckon they might have been trying a bit of eavesdropping, do you reckon?
maybe, I don't know. Maybe just trying to
get
a vibe of what England are feeling. And
To be honest, I'd say that's smart.
It is, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's
Do you say is it in the spirit? Yeah, there's a debate to be had there, isn't there? But it's. I just think if he's
something to it, yeah. Because I mean, Ben Grint is through.
Just need to find somebody open.
That's great D from Ireland.
It is fabulous D.
Really good D.
I don't think he was too happy.
Yeah, really good D. Good speed from Ben Grint to get through. He keeps it in two hands so he can release quickly. Ireland did really well there.
Josh Henderson wasn't happy about something he went chasing after the official there. I don't know whether he felt he was impeded as the ball came to him.
He's flying in there. He uses that aggression to put the pressure on.
Oh, it's interception. 2-2.
Dom is so. I tell you what, he does that every so often. He'll just kind of pick you off as you're trying to get off the field, and it's that lack of concentration from Ireland.
So Dom Tripp gives England the equalising try through the interception. You see it from behind there. Races onto it. So we are all square with 16 minutes played. England 2, Ireland 2. And it has been very, very close.
Yeah, strange game.
I mean, you say it is very different to the game from earlier in the week,
but the skills on show, they're still top level. And the exciting thing for us as spectators is this is only going to get improved tenfold when we get throughout the day. And for this to be kind of a feeling each other out game, we'll work through our stuff. You can work through your stuff. But I think we all know that this is going to just explode later.
Should they face each other again later, you're going to see a very, very different game.
Even in the semis, even in the semis, I think Ireland know that they've lost to France once and they've beaten them yesterday. So they know they're going to have to throw everything out on the table to beat them. And I think England, I get the sense there's a little bit of worry about Scotland. And I think that maybe not going to have to dig into their playbook in the first half an hour, but let's say it's level, or Scotland maybe go 1-up and we've got 10 minutes left. England are going to have to put all their cards out on the table, and I think both. It's just going to explode later.
Yes. We're working towards 4 finals at the end of the day, 4 semi-finals to come as well. We've got the men's 50s between England and Singapore. That's next here on Field 1. Then we go women's 27 semis, mixed open semis, women's semis, men's semis, then women's 27 final, mixed final, women's final, men's final.
Finals footy, baby. Can't beat it. Dom, speed, right hand pill.
He almost recovered it. It slipped out his hands, but Vaughan Meredith almost recovering to pick it up on the line. He just couldn't quite get there.
What Dom does really well, and we saw it with that intercept. He's got such a good injection of speed. He uses it on both sides of the ball so well as well, and he just kicks at the outside of his opposite defender and creates that 2-on-1. And Vaughan will be pretty annoyed that he's not been able to finish that.
Ireland driving to halfway. Need some good yards here. got a touch in hand. Oh,
Tom's going for that intercept again. Can't help himself.
Doesn't quite come off. That's sloppy from Ireland.
That
really
is
sloppy.
And you know what? That to me is an indication of probably where both teams are at. I think you kind of want to. I think in the biggest games, I think the biggest players, they'll be razor focused, and that just seems to me that the focus might be turned down a tiny little bit in this one. Because you're not going to make those errors.
No.
I think there'll be one of those errors in the final, and we've seen a couple of those so far. Ball, tip on.
Oh, it's really nice, quick passing.
Yeah, Will Serracle's really good at that. Loves to pick up from half, loves to have those 4-on-3 options, and he's just not been able to pick the right one on that one.
So Ireland have the ball again. They're getting their head towards their sub box, get fresh legs on. We're into the final minute of this first half of what has been an absorbing encounter so far.
It has, yeah. It's been a good back and forth, and with 20 seconds to go, it'll be interesting to see if Ireland can get anything from it, but they won't. So England, I think, will be more than happy to just sort of work the way to the box. There goes the hooter.
So that will do it for the first half. It's England 2, Ireland 2. Right. Teams going back onto the field to get into their huddles.
The energy's just not where it was at the other day, or kind of what we've been used to with these games, and it's a strange one. This.
We've seen the tries again. This is the first one as Ireland took the lead.
So it's similar here as well, utilising that dive. Josh Henderson's so good at that. Gets nice and low, ball on the ground, pushes it along. Watch this, off his left foot here. There's your hole. Get it down as quick as you can, and the middle player's just not there quick enough. Early release from Ireland gives him that 3-on-2. Beautiful pill over the top. Great finish. First pill of the day, Jono.
You love your pills.
Can't you beat it? There you go. So off your left as well. No spin, bit of a rugby league pass. Very much appreciate that.
Touch was claimed but not given.
And here's Dom Tripp doing what he's done a million times over the years, just picking you off and ripping your heart out while you're trying to get off the field.
And that made it 2-2. He took his time putting the ball down as well.
Yeah.
He knew that he was under no pressure.
There is no rush.
So it is England 2, Ireland 2 at half time. And this is a game to
chill atmosphere, isn't it?
It is. I was expecting maybe to be a little more intense this one, but yeah, it is incredibly relaxed around it.
Quite like it.
And not just we're not talking just the players. There's a lot of spectators around here.
Yeah.
But even there, it's very relaxed, very calm. I mean, that could have something to do with the fact...
Very cordial from both teams so far. Yeah.
That could have something to do with the fact that it is not quite 9:10 on Saturday morning.
True, yeah, but everyone's still crawling out of bed, yeah.
But it's a beautiful day here, isn't it? And there's not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, I think we keep building up like this afternoon, but I think as the day goes on, like, we've got a final straight after this, essentially in the men's 50s, and you know we're already just building towards like those finals, like you running through those fixtures before. And it's just so nice to hear, you know, the word semi and final in the fixture list, and not just on field one as well. Like out in the backfield, we're just going to see finals and meaningful games like throughout the day now, and that's what you want. That's what we've been building towards. For
exactly. And 5 days of action coming to a close today. So I'll just quickly run through the schedule as we have it. Obviously, the finals are not decided yet, but we do have some of the semi lineup. So coming up next, the men's 50 final round game is England against Singapore. At 10:40 we have the women's 27 semi-final, that's Scotland against Switzerland. 11:40 the mixed open semi-final, Wales against Scotland. And at 12:50, the Women's Open semi-final, Scotland against France. At 1:50, we have the Men's Open semi-final. That, if things stay as they are, that is likely to be Ireland against France on this pitch. So that will probably be an absolutely belting game. And then we go into the final. So Women's 27, Scotland or Switzerland against England or Spain. Mixed Open final, Wales or Scotland against England or France. Women's Open final, Scotland or France against England or Wales. And the Men's Open final, pick two from England, Ireland, France or Scotland.
It's going to be so good, isn't it? I can't wait for this afternoon. I really can't.
I think
some of those fixtures there, they're just mouth-watering. Like, I think like the mixed open for me comes to mind straight away, because if we get England-Wales and we get that game we got the other day, tell you what.
Yeah, because it was like 12,
give me that,
12-11, wasn't it?
I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy just watching that and then cancel the rest of the game.
Sure.
Well,
I'm sure those who make the women's and men's final won't be too chuffed with that decision, but
I will. I'll be fine. I'll be alright with it.
Yeah. How is the voice this morning?
It's all right, actually. Yeah, I'm not that bad. I think people who know me know that I've got quite a gravelly voice anyway. So I'm all right this morning. How's yours?
Yeah, it's fine.
You're just a pro, aren't you? You are an absolute pro.
Maybe because I chugged a jar of honey when I got home last
night.
I
did that this morning, yeah. Yeah, I just dumped it.
It's an intersection.
And he's gone.
Now, John Weston Stanley sprinting.
He's going to chase him down. Will Lupton
gets him. Lupton and Weston Stanley really put on the burners to catch Luke. Says Ian Mullen. I can't even read me.
Your voice is all right, but your head's gone. I'll tell you what, that's probably the one thing you don't want to be doing at 9 o'clock in the morning on day 5 is chasing down or having to do a full length interception.
He was good, but the determination from Will Lupton and John Weston Stanley they was not going to let him get the full length of the field and put the ball down.
No, and that kind of relentless chase down. That's what this. Oh, that's good feet, but good deep and Dom trip. He's not going to let somebody run around in there. But that's kind of what this England Men's Open's team has kind of been built on for the past 4 years. That kind of never give in, chase everything down kind of attitude, and it's awesome to see that.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, Dom will just shut that down. And it was a nice pick up from feeling that he's got a great pill over the top, and he's looking to pick up, throw right to left. He opened up that 4-on-3, and England have got the ball here, and I'm not sure. I might have just missed that. I'm not sure what happened there, but Ireland have kind of wasted that opportunity. Will Lupton with a mega swipe.
Really have the ball again.
Really good. If you get a chance to watch that again, Will Lupton coming off the field, he kind of wins a penalty because Ireland are coming in quite hard on the touch, and what Will does is he swipes the Ireland defender's hands away and pretty much wins a penalty. Camille gets on the outside. He's got speed. Touch is called.
Touch given, but you see the danger that Camille Shabadine poses there. He's a very, very quick player. You see the replay here. He just puts the burners on.
Even with the ball in 2 hands, that's awesome. And you know what? We spoke about it. We touched upon it briefly the other day. Kind of the transferable skills to league and union. And for anyone who watched Wigan v Warrington last night, probably one of the best players in Super League at the minute, Jay Field. Just watched this Ireland play. Oh, what a take! Probably one of the best players in Super League at the minute, Jay Field, the Wigan fullback, was brought up on touch in Australia, and one of his tries towards the end, he has the ball in two hands and he's looking to just beat people left or right, but the speed he can generate with the ball in two hands, that's just from a touch background. So, you know, if you're a league or union player and you're looking to improve, you know, your ball playing ability, that touch is so good for that. Dom Tripp looking to get on the outside of his opposite number, but not able to do it. Good D from Ireland again.
Indeed it was. It's Ireland who go towards the sub-box and look to make the change.
Boxes have just picked up a little bit here. There's a little bit of noise being generated, and back to one. Referee's got it, and that's happened a couple of times now. Where that's such a big. Oof, I'm not sure what's happened here.
See if we can see a replay of what's happened.
I was doing a little bit of play acting, but I think the referee's saying that he stepped over it, but the guy who stepped over it is actually injured. So that could have been half court there, but you know what? Ben Grunter's, I've played with Ben Grunter a few times, and he can be quite ruthless at times. I don't think he's that bothered if somebody's injured. So yeah, he's just rushed in there and made the touch. But yeah, there. Ireland on the sweep, and that's ball down. Ireland back in the lead.
Yes, they are. Ireland 3-2 ahead. 25 minutes gone.
Ben Grunter just having a look behind to Clark Hobson, who is assisting defence coach Jeff Bimpson this week, and just looking for a few pointers on this. And good angle here. The sweep comes around, so Ireland are looking to exploit that little bit of a gap between Max Howard and Ben Grunter, and the dive's good enough. He's got low. Whether the ref called Max offside, I couldn't really tell, but it's a good start from Ireland, that. But still, like, I wouldn't say that both teams are going hell for leather at the minute. Good feed from Will Lupton. Tell you what, that must be so. I've done it a few times in training, but Louis Treyers and Will Lupton on one side of the field, that's just a nightmare. Josh Henderson back on that punish play that he loves so much, and that's what he scored off before. So we've spoken about it a few times this week. It's such is about learning and you know, trying to not let those mistakes happen throughout the game, those same mistakes. And they conceded that score early in the game, and now they've locked it up.
Josh Henderson trying to slide through there, but hit the feet. It was good defence by Ireland as they come towards halfway on this latest drive. England defending high. Have to step back here though. Oh, this is good move.
Hands.
Great move. And it is Gia Mullen who puts the ball over, and Ireland are ahead by 2.
I'll tell you what, he tiptoed up the touchline there. I'd love to see that again. But that's great from Ireland. Good heads up footy. They create a little bit of a midfield 4-on-3, and that's a great left to right pill. Link, wing, skirts the touchline. Oof.
There goes a really, really good, well-worked try by Ireland.
Yeah, they kicked it ahead here as well, and just puts a little bit of pressure on England.
Work for England to do. They won't have been behind that many times in this tournament. They lost that opening game to France, but since then, and it's not quite taken. Will Serakol just jumping into it, trying to take the ball out of mid-air. England still have the ball out. Shabdeen gets it out to the right-hand side. England just trying to be patient, and now the dive through, but that's good defence again by Ireland, I think. Yep, they have the ball.
Giving his hand a shake. Hopefully nothing too serious for Dom Tripp. That'd be a big blow for England, and something we've not really seen too much from Dom this tournament is that big pill over the top, and it is a big feature of his game. Sam Jones looking for that link hole. Good D from Ireland again. So yeah, I mean, that to me is a bit of an example of where England are at. Obviously their box is telling me that they are a little bit relaxed, but the fact that things like Dom not throwing
or looking to throw 4-on-3, that tells me that England aren't going right into their playbook. They're keeping things quite simple, and I think, they are 2 down. I think they'll be fine with this.
For those who aren't sure, even if you have everything through, but
if we get to watch that back again, you'll see where the hole is. But let's let this set run out. Oh, we are going to watch it. Sorry. They're going to throw long. Good hands.
Space out
what
on
a
the
flick
right
pass.
hand side now. Can he get to the
good D
line?
from Ireland. Great scrambling defence, and that's 5th touch.
England looking to start again quickly, and they do.
Looking down the
And
sideline.
Ireland have snuffed it out, and
Great
you can
ball
hear
from
the
Ireland.
cheers coming from their side of the pitch.
And they'll work their way up the box. So, quarter of this game to go, and Ireland looking quite comfortable here at the minute.
They certainly are.
Yeah, if we do get to watch that little play from Camille on this left-hand side later on, we'll just have a look at where the gaps are for England, and they're starting to open up a little bit. Might be something worth noting for if they do meet each other later.
Oh, interception again,
So,
0 touch.
Picking that off, good D from England.
So I want to make some yards here, but Ireland pushing up high. This is good defence by them. Recovered well. England working it out.
What a pick up from Max Howard. Will Lupton, they've got a 3-on-2. Oh, well recovered from Ireland.
Really is. They're going to go back
Good
to
hands.
6.
Good heads up footy from England. Will Lupton will look to make something, pill over the top, but
Oh, he's there.
Vaughan Meredith decided to dive into the crowd in the corner.
Just ran out of space in the corner there. Ireland have it back. They'll probably breathe a bit of a sigh of relief there.
Yeah.
That was a really good drive by England, and this is a decent
That's
drive.
good for Ben Grince. He's just not been able to make the touch. There's a loss of control. England get it back.
So England can work their tap-off play here. They're at halfway. Fresh set of 6.
Few little words going on in the England box just about what we can improve on, what we can fix up on. So yeah, this is the play before we're talking about the punish. Once Camille steps back here, the hole is between middle and middle. That's what we want to be looking for, and that might be something that England want to look for later on. Now we've got the camera behind the in goal. Later on in the day, or throughout the day, once we see those replays, just keep an eye on kind of where the gaps are developing. You'll see, we talked about it yesterday, but when people are watching touch, especially in the afternoon, you're going to see more people behind the in goal, and it's a great view to have because you'll see where the gaps are developing. Obviously as a player it happens in a split second, and it's about decision making and being able to process each individual hole and being able to do it in a snap second. And that's why it's such an impressive sport. And we talk about those long balls over the top. That decision happens in half a second. But they do look nice.
They do indeed, and we've seen a few of them throughout the week as well, where you just see the hole opening up. Yeah. And then they're exploited really quickly just by a quick pass. Or
me and Ian talked about it yesterday. So most moves in touch, let's play run out. Big pill.
I think that went forward.
Most moves in touch, they're looking to create 4v3. Most of them are anyway. And once you've created that 4-on-3, it's then about the ball player being able to make a decision between about 5 options in a split second, and that's why it's so amazing. And sometimes, that wing pass over the top, that is the right option, because as a defender, you kind of want to give them that because it's the hardest option in theory, the hardest option to throw. So when you see those plays later, Louis come back for a 3-on-2 here, he'll go through. Good play from England. Louis having a little bit of a smile as he goes through there.
Matt Sandlin putting the ball down, but that was all made by Louis Treyes.
Yeah, and we might get a good little replay from this, and you'll see Louis quite relaxed as he's scooping through, and I think England are quite happy at the minute, even though they are down. Louis got great feet, comes off his right foot, shows the ball, gets through to the in goal, and then he's just looking for his options. And yeah, that's nice from England. Matt Sandlin making his Euros debut for England as well, and he's managed to just lose his mirror.
Louis Treyes just nonchalantly jogging away after he made that pass.
I think I'm sure he was smiling as he ran through, as he picked up and went through. He was smiling.
So Ireland already at the 7 metre from the tap off. They're on final touch. Oh, and he's fumbled the ball. So good defence by England. They've got 5.5 minutes to try and find a leveller. At the same time, Ireland 5.5 minutes where they can probably try and put this game out of reach.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a draw, and I think both teams will be fine with that. I think there's another score in England. Ben Grint is quick, Ireland are quicker. Ooh, give him a little shove, and he's got a penalty. He might get a penalty for that.
Yeah, he apologised straight away.
Yeah. Just give him a little nudge. Ben Grint will be fine with that. He's a big lad now. Max Owen will tip to the side, look for the cut, but then
good
England
again.
Just like happy to kill it in this corner.
Have to make Ireland work to get over to the sub box to make changes.
That's
so that's what.
Yeah, and they're doing it really well. It's something that we noted them for last year, that their transition game's really strong, and obviously they're not going 100 miles an hour, but they're still able to generate good momentum. Fifth touch, a little bit far away, but Field's got a lovely long ball. Ireland have made a little bit of an overlap here, but I think that's touch pass. Yeah, referee's got it, and England will reply with their sub in transition now.
England go towards the sub box. Players poised to come on. Changes are made.
Will Upson's really good at that, just kicking to the side of his defender, and John Weston-Sander does the exact same thing. Moves those hips, moves those shoulders, puts the defender on the back foot. Louis Treyes, dummy cut.
Oh,
then
great!
Throws the court. Woo!
That's
what a score!
Great try. And Louis Treyes involved again, but that was all about the quick passing between John Weston-Stanley and Will Lupton earlier in the move.
Yeah, dummy cut, comes across, then link cut. Dom skips over the top. Nice, really nice. But yeah, going back to how Will and John managed to create those extra little bit of yards and a bit of momentum, literally just with movement at your hips and your shoulders. If you're able to watch that back later, watch those two on how they're able to skirt round their opposite defender and create those extra 2 yards. Not only yards, but it puts the Ireland defender way out of position, bends the line, and Louis able to exploit it. Good D from Hanro on this side.
It's been a good comeback from England. It's almost as if they thought, right, well, we need to get back in this game. Let's bang, we'll turn it on for a couple of minutes.
I genuinely think both teams are going to be happy with this draw now. And Adam Brimlow off for a full lengther. And off he comes to the box for a sit down.
I think there's an injury to one of the Irish players. This
is kind of you don't want to see this on day 5. Me and Meeks talked about it this morning. Like, you really don't want to be picking up little niggly injuries on the morning of day 5, especially in a game that
he's okay actually. He's jogging back, so
that's good. Like we want, as spectators, we want both teams at full, full noise, semis and finals. We don't want, a couple of players to be missing or injured. Let's have both teams going full noise at each other come 5-6 o'clock.
I think what's interesting in looking at both of these teams is just watch this England attack here. A little bit of showboating.
Yeah, I don't know if Will's practiced that before. That might be the first time he's done that one.
One thing I noticed yesterday, we saw so many teams coming in and they're all patched up, it's scrapping, and what is pretty obvious from both sides is the lack of strapping on a lot of players.
Yeah, that's a good point. they've obviously been managed well.
Interception!
Vaughan might finish this game off. He's not known for finishing interceptions, but he's going to finish that one. Good on you, Vaughan.
Vaughan Meredith puts it down, and England go into the lead as we get to the final throws of this game. So they've come back from 2 down, and they now lead by 1-5-4.
Yeah. Vaughan's actually finished an interception. Amazing.
See here.
Unbelievable. But yeah, well read. He read the ball well, picked it off, and great finish from Vaughan. And Ireland have a minute to maybe finish this game on a positive note, which is what they'll want. Take this into the semi-final, take this into the afternoon, and
as long as that's forward.
That might do it, as I think England will be happy to just see this one out.
It's 30 seconds remaining.
I think both teams will be fine with this. No injuries yet. Let's hope we don't see anything in the last 15 seconds. Going back to the strapping, what you were saying before, we touched on it on day one. This is a result of excellent preparation and well-managed teams and players throughout this tournament. You know, I mean, they're going to have to exert themselves in both those semis because they're going to be tough. So, you know, you never know it, but yeah, they've managed themselves well. They're not going to feel like fresh now, but you know, they've played 4.5 days, 4 and a bit days of touch now, and I think both teams to me look relatively fresh. And you know, we saw again there that wasn't 100 miles an hour, but I think this is going to be it's going to explode in the afternoon.
Yeah. Well, that does firm up the semi-finals for the men's open. England will take on Scotland, and France will take on Ireland. That will be on this pitch a little later. Coming up next, we've got the men's 50s clash between England and Singapore. That will tap off in 10 minutes' time.
Men's 50 final round of matches, England versus Singapore on Field 1, 9:40.
Down now that at 1:50 p.m. it will be
at 12:30.
France against Ireland on this pitch in the semi-final. So as the players